Hello, English speakers. Welcome to SNS. I am Martin, your English practicing partner. If you are here, I know that you already understand English. You know the language, but whenever someone speaks to you in English, you may find yourself translating each word from your mother tongue into English and try to find out the suitable words. But my friend, that is not the perfect way to speak English. To speak fluently, it is not important to memorize long grammar rules and vocabulary lists. You are here and you found the perfect solution. Today, we are going to shadow an interesting story. But don't be afraid. You don't need to memorize grammar rules, learn long vocabulary lists, or write anything down on paper. All you need to do is listen to Sir Native Speaker, repeat after me, and try to copy the rhythm and tone. In this way, you will train not only your tongue, but also your ears and mind to think like an English speaker. And soon, you will notice a real change in your English. One important tip to grow in English speaking is that when you imagine and think about anything, you think in a language which is known as thought language. Try to make that thought language English, which will help you to groom your English speaking. If you find any word difficult, there is no need to search on Google. I will give you the meaning, its usage, and even a simpler alternative that you can use in daily conversation. So watch the full video. And if you have a story in mind for the next practice, share it in the comments. Your suggestion will be truly valued. This story is all about courage, perseverance, faith, humility, and hope. It reminds us that true bravery is not about having great strength or power, but about having the heart to keep going, even when success seems impossible. Through Luca's journey, the story beautifully shows how faith in oneself can move mountains, both real and unseen. It also teaches the value of humility, reminding us that even an ordinary person can achieve extraordinary things through honest effort and a pure heart. The tale reflects the power of hope, showing that light can be found even in the darkest moments, and highlights the importance of determination, proving that every struggle brings us one step closer to victory. Above all, it inspires us to believe that with patience and persistence, no dream is ever truly out of reach. The story is all about courage, perseverance, faith, humility, and hope. It reminds us that true bravery is not about having great strength or power, but about having the heart to keep going, even when success seems impossible. As Thomas Edison once said, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Keep practicing and never forgive until you learn English speaking. So, stay focused, grab a cup of tea, and let's start. Long ago, in a peaceful kingdom, surrounded by green hills and silver rivers, there stood a mountain unlike any other. A mountain made of glass. When the morning sun touched it, it gleamed so brightly that it looked as if the sky itself had fallen to the earth. The people of the kingdom called it the Glass Mountain. They said that on its shining top stood a golden castle, and inside that castle lived a beautiful princess, trapped by a powerful spell. Many had tried to seize her, proud knights with shining armor, strong soldiers, even brave wanderers, but none ever returned. The mountain was too smooth to climb, too sharp to touch, and too high to see the top. In a small village at the edge of the forest lived a young man named Luca. He was a simple farmer's son, tall and lean, with kind brown eyes that always seemed to hold a quiet dream. His hands were rough from work, but his heart was gentle and full of courage. Luca often helped his neighbors, carried heavy water pots for old women, and shared his food with children who had none. Yet every evening, when his work was done, he would stand on the hill outside his home and look toward the glowing mountain. "Oh God," he would whisper to himself. How can something so beautiful be so impossible to reach? The villagers thought he was foolish. Whenever Luca spoke about climbing the glass mountain, they laughed. One night, while he sat by the fire, his grandmother looked at him with worried eyes. She was an old woman with silver hair, a wrinkled face, and a heart full of love. "Luca," she said softly, "don't speak of that cursed mountain. It has taken the lives of many. Even knights stronger than 10 men have failed. You are just a farmer, my child." Luca smiled, his voice calm but sure. "Granny, even a farmer can climb if his heart is brave enough." "Oh no, Luca," she said, holding his hand tightly. "Promise me you won't go. I couldn't bear to lose you too." He kissed her forehead gently. "Don't worry, I'll come back, I promise." The next morning, when the first light touched the village, Luca packed his small bag, a loaf of bread, a flask of water, and the old scarf his grandmother had knitted for him. As he walked away, the villagers shook their heads. "There goes the dreamer," one man said. "He'll be back before sunset," another laughed. But Luca didn't listen. The sound of the wind and the sight of the shining mountain pulled him forward. The closer he came, the taller and brighter it looked, like a wall of light reaching into the clouds. After 3 long days, he finally stood before the glass mountain. "Oh God," he whispered, staring up. The surface was so smooth it reflected his face like a mirror. At the foot of the mountain lay broken swords, crushed helmets, and pieces of armor. Silent memories of those who had failed. Luca took a deep breath, his heart pounding in his chest. Suddenly, a quiet voice came from behind. "Do you really plan to climb that, young man?" Luca turned around. An old man stood there, his hair white as snow, his cloak gray and dusty, yet his eyes shone like stars. "I must try," Luca said. The old man chuckled softly. "Many have said those words before you. What makes you different?" Luca thought for a moment. "Maybe nothing, but I can't spend my life wondering what if." The old man nodded, his expression thoughtful. Then he reached into his cloak and pulled out a pair of small iron shoes. "Take these. They will help your feet grip the glass. But remember, they only work if your heart stays strong." "Oh, thank you, sir," Luca said with surprise. But when he looked up again, the old man was gone. Only the sound of the wind remained. Luca slipped on the iron shoes and touched the mountain. It was cold, painfully cold, but he began to climb, step by step, inch by inch. His hands burned from the sharp edges, and the glass cut into his palms. His breath came fast, his legs trembled, and still he climbed. Hours passed. The wind howled like a wild beast. Clouds wrapped around the mountain, hiding everything below. Once, he lost his grip and almost fell. "Oh no!" he shouted, his heart jumping in fear. But he pressed his body close to the surface and whispered, "Not now. Not when I've come this far." Higher and higher he went. The mountain glowed beneath him as if it were alive. The iron shoes grew heavier, his arms weaker. Still, he didn't stop. At last, after what felt like forever, Luca reached the top. His breath came in gasps. He fell to his knees, his body shaking, but when he looked up, he couldn't believe his eyes. There, before him, stood the golden castle, bright, silent, and beautiful beyond words. The doors opened slowly, and a soft light spilled out. Inside stood the princess. She had long golden hair, eyes as blue as the sky, and a gentle smile that could melt any heart. When she saw Luca, she covered her mouth in shock. "Oh God," she whispered, "someone has finally made it." Luca smiled weakly. I just kept climbing. She walked toward him, her voice trembling. Your courage has broken the spell. The mountain will no longer be made of glass. The ground beneath them began to glow, then slowly turned from glass to green grass. The air filled with birdsong. The golden castle faded into warm sunlight. Luca and the princess stood together, surrounded by soft winds and the smell of spring. When they returned to the village, people ran to meet them. The same men who had laughed before now bowed their heads in respect. Luca's grandmother wept with joy, holding his face in her hands. My boy, she cried, you really did it. Luca smiled and looked at the shining mountain in the distance. It wasn't the mountain I conquered, Granny, he said softly. It was my own fear. And from that day on, the glass mountain was no longer a place of danger and sorrow, but a place of hope. A reminder that no dream is too high, no path too hard for a heart that truly believes. Now it is time to explain the meanings of the difficult words, along with one simple alternative and their usage in sentences with examples. Word number 1, resilient, meaning able to recover quickly after difficulties or challenges. Example, she remained resilient even after facing so many failures. Alternative, strong. Word number 2, tenacious, meaning not giving up easily, holding on firmly. Example, his tenacious spirit helped him achieve his dreams. Alternative, determined. Word number 3, adversity, meaning a difficult or unpleasant situation. Example, he learned patience through years of adversity. Alternative, hardship. Word number 4, meticulous, meaning very careful and paying attention to small details. Example, she was meticulous while checking the report. Alternative, careful. Word number 5, perseverance, meaning continued effort to achieve something despite problems or failure. Example, success comes to those who show perseverance. Alte. Word number 6, eloquent, meaning able to express ideas clearly and beautifully. Example, his speech was so eloquent that everyone was moved. Alternative, expressive. Word number 7, benevolent, meaning kind and helpful, showing goodwill. Example, the benevolent teacher helped every student with patience. Alternative, kind. Word number 8, formidable, meaning very powerful, impressive, or difficult to deal with. Example, the army faced a formidable enemy in battle. Alternative, strong. Word number 9, ambiguous, meaning having more than one meaning, not clear. Example, his answer was so ambiguous that no one understood what he meant. Alternative, unclear. Word number 10, complacent, meaning too satisfied with yourself, not trying to improve. Example, don't become complacent after one success. Keep learning. Alternative, self-satisfied. Word number 11, ephemeral, meaning lasting for a very short time. Example, beauty is ephemeral, but kindness lasts forever. Alternative, short-lived. Word number 12, candid, meaning honest and truthful, even if it may hurt. Example, she gave me a candid opinion about my performance. Alternative, honest. Word number 13, apathetic, meaning showing no interest or enthusiasm. Example, he seemed apathetic during the meeting and didn't speak at all. Alternative, uninterested. Word number 14, pragmatic, meaning dealing with things sensibly and realistically. Example, she took a pragmatic approach to solve the problem. Alternative, practical. Word number 15, impeccable, meaning perfect, without any mistakes. Example, his manners were impeccable during the ceremony. Alternative, perfect. Word number 16, vindicate, meaning to prove that someone is right or not guilty. Example, the new evidence helped vindicate the innocent man. Alternative, justify. Word number 17, conspicuous, meaning easily seen or noticed. Example, Her bright red dress made her conspicuous in the crowd. Alternative, noticeable. Word number 18, scrutinize, meaning to examine something very carefully. Example, the teacher scrutinized every answer before grading it. Alternative, examine. Thank you for watching this video. Keep practicing, keep trying, time will bring you reward. And goodbye till the next video.